Hello and welcome to an episode that deals with public relations and new media technology. I'm Swati Singh, teaching as a guest lecturer at Delhi University and other colleges. I'm also working as a corporate trainer and a creative director of an advertising agency. I have an experience of 12 years with media and 8 years in teaching at various North Indian universities. We would be today discussing public relations and new media technology, which deals in exploring the various challenges new media poses for public relations, comprehending the new techniques involved in public relations to new media, key advantages and usage of new media for public relations, hiring issues related to new media technology, academic related to public relations and new media technology. The topic intends to enhance overall understanding of current and future challenges posed by new media to public relations. It remains unclear whether current theoretical framework can fully accommodate new media, and evidence suggests that many public relations practitioners are struggling with the impact of new media, and especially the internet, on their practice.
The early 20th century, the electronic media has been very powerful. Even now, both the print and the electronic media is still powerful. But what has given a real impetus to the new media revolution is the internet. The internet has made communication very, very fast. So, because of the development of internet, the new media revolution has taken place. So, due to internet, first what has happened is in the early part of the 20th century, social media has started gaining prominence. Facebook came about in the year 2004 and it has completed now 10 years. The population of Facebook is more than 1 million today. So, a lot of people are into social media now, and from social media it has been converted to business media, and more interaction has started taking place in the new media. So, this new media has made content unregulated. Anybody who wants to write any content in the new media can easily do so. It is very, very fast, it is instantaneous. So, new media has slowly taking over from traditional media, as more and more people are getting into new media. But in my opinion, new media and traditional media will continue to coexist, but new media will have more impetus for the younger generation in the future.
Although corporate websites, chat rooms, email, customer response facilities, and electronic news release distribution are now viewed as standard aspects of public relations practice, many public relations practitioners are struggling with the impact of new media and especially the internet. Research has shown that the practitioners are not fully embracing new media, are ill-equipped to do so, and have a fear of technology. The terrain of public relations practice is also shifting, with new media bringing about substantial increase in the stakeholder strength through facilitating communication within stakeholder groups and between different stakeholder groups. Information pours out of digital spigots, and news now arrives astoundingly fast from an astounding number of directions, and it is often free. Anyone with a computer linked to the internet has the ability to publish information for potential global consumption. And it is clear that the internet is revolutionizing many aspects of public relations research and practice. The internet gives public relations practitioners a unique opportunity to collect information, monitor public opinion on issues, and engage in direct dialogue with their publics about a variety of issues. With past evidence suggesting that public relations practitioners were open to using new media technology, it seems incongruous that even a traditional mainstay of public relations practice like media relations is not taking advantage of the possibilities offered by the web. A recent study of 120 corporate websites from 6 European countries, the US and Singapore, found that the use of internet tool to build strong and solid relationships with the media is far from ideal. The significant weakness detected highlighted that these companies may neither have comprehensive, well-designed public relations strategies nor sufficient resources to execute them, and further that any shortcomings in an organization's public relations practices were more evident due to the power of the internet. In another study, the key elements of the website homepage of top companies in the USA and South Korea were examined, and it was apparently found that there was little that could be categorized as examples of symmetrical two-way communication. The findings supported that other studies in the area have shown in the public relations practitioners do not yet use the internet to increase interaction between organization and their publics. New media is becoming the preferred term for a range of media practices that employ digital technologies and the computer in some way or the other. New media definitions remain fluid and are evolving, with some definitions of new media focusing exclusively upon computer technologies and digital content production, whilst others stress the cultural forms and context in which technologies are used. One key feature of new and emerging media technologies is that they are often portable and facilitate work-related activities anywhere, anytime. A review of the impact of new media on public relations mobility in communication shows that new media has a wider reach than anything before it.
Yeah, the biggest advantage of the new media revolution is the customer intimacy. I mean, you are directly communicating with each customer, so the customer intimacy happens very fast in new media communication. This is one big advantage. The second advantage of new media is that geographical distance is no more a hurdle, because a person sitting in Delhi can immediately communicate to a person sitting anywhere in the world. So the thing called geographic distance is cut short off because of new media. The third advantage of new media is that two-way communication is possible in an instantaneous manner. Suppose a company puts up a website and you want to give a comment about the usefulness of the website. A person sitting in another corner of the world can easily comment about a company's products easily through this new media. He can give his comments either through a direct communication or through the use of a blog. So in that way, the two-way communication has simplified because of new media. And the fourth advantage is that lot of innovation is also possible in the new media, because if you see the web advertising that you see in the computer, lot of innovative banners and things like that is possible in the new media. So this is the fourth advantage of new media, where you can make use of technology and come out with fantastic advertisements, and you can increase the brand visibility. And the last but not the least advantage of new media is the company's or organization brand image can be projected through the new media.
The wireless and digital technologies improvements to media have lifted previous restrictions that required connecting to a static physical network or machine. A recent report put forward that digital content and applications in the 21st century will be as significant and as embedded in economic well-being as was electronic power in the 20th century. The report states that, like information and communication technology, generally, digital content and applications have the characteristics of a general-purpose technology. When examining cultural forms and contexts in which these new technologies are used, what is striking is the fact that the new media potentially makes people technically more accessible for more of the time, in the car, out shopping, in the office, at work, at home, and when socializing. New media are enabling content delivery on demand by consumers, the so-called pull media. Example of this media include really simple syndication (RSS) feeds that allows favorite news and information updates to be delivered to a consumer as soon as they are posted online without consumer having to search for the content. only 9% of major companies surveyed have RSS feeds. Pull media also includes email news and information subscriptions that enable consumers to sign up for regular updates of news or subjects of interest. Podcasting that allows for online delivery of audio programs. Vodcasting that allows for online delivery of visual programming. And digital television that allows consumers to customize their viewing. These new and emerging media are facilitating person-to-person or person-to-persons communication through the availability of email, text messaging through SMS, and multimedia messaging through MMS, instant messaging and chat online, online forums and blogging. New media are enabling electronic commerce related to media through pay-per-view, pay by time spent and pay by subscription, where one can pay by credit card, direct deposit or even SMS credits. New media are changing service provisions in areas as diverse as dating, delivery of higher education, courses, how people do their banking, etc. With respect to public relations, emerging communication technologies, even greater tools of propaganda, mind control and hegemony than anything before. Consideration will be given to both the impact on skills, knowledge and work practices of current and future practitioners and the way new media is consumed and used, including the impact that related expectations and behavior of consumers is having on public relations practice. New technologies are being developed and updated continuously and in themselves pose challenges for public relations professionals in terms of keeping abreast of not only what is available but also of what is being planned for release in the future. Many large-scale public relations projects such as national public information campaigns or major international events have long lead times and plans made a couple of years out from an event may need to be revisited several times to accommodate trends in usage of new technology among key publics.
Yeah, various forms of new media are used for public relations. The most important right now is the email. Email started off in the year 1972, but in India it has gained prominence from late 1990s to right now. So, email has been the most powerful tool that has been used traditionally by most of PR people. After email, website is also a very powerful medium of the new media. Due to websites, companies can profile their own highlights in the website in a very user friendly and interactive manner. So, website has also been very effectively used by PR persons. After that, the latest trend that is catching up is blogging and microblogging. That has gained lot of prominence in the right now. Twitter has become very powerful. In fact, in most of the newspapers also there is a separate column coming out telling about what people are tweeting about different events. So, blogging and microblogging has gained prominence in the present scenario.
In today's world, it has to be understood that conventional techniques of public relations are being undermined by the mobile nature of new media, and that this requires public relations practitioners to rethink how they relate to publics. Internet news services are not just relying on the news wire services, but turning increasingly to other places for raw material. Public relations practitioners would be aware that transcript reports and budgets are regularly being placed on the web, either by the organization themselves or by the citizens trying to hold those organizations to account. Consumers expect instant updates in their inboxes when something happens. Public relations practitioners may be under more pressure to produce this instant content. The implications for public relations practitioners of needing to prepare material faster than ever before includes being able to produce what is required almost instantaneously and with the required level of accuracy. having processes in place that can get required priority clearances for material to be released, and having the technology at hand to directly distribute or upload what is being disseminated. These factors may put pressure on the public relations practitioner and the team with which they work, but may also pressure the relationships they have with colleagues or more senior staff, in particular the CEO and his other minders. It can also add pressure to the relationship with the information technology team if direct upload to the corporate website is not available to the public relations practitioners. In-house public relations practitioners may need to form stronger alliances with IT departments and may have to engage with the organization's legal advisors in order to refine content clearance procedures when content is demanded instantaneously. If new media are to be embraced, public relations practitioners will need more technical skills in the area such as web publishing, new software operation, online security, search engine optimization, web analytics, and web trend analysis, software operation. They will need enhanced online information architecture skills and skills related to managing an increasing amount of complex information digitally. Writing for cross-media delivery will continue as a major component of practice, but the demands for multimedia elements will bring even more challenges in this area. Since late 2006, there has been several trade press articles on how the media release is bringing to evolve to include multimedia elements. The past several years have seen an increased use of multimedia and interactive content in new release, and leading newswire services are fully equipped to distribute such material. A review of the impact of the new media on public relations with the trend towards multimedia news release, the demands to have multimedia element available for inclusion in such releases will grow. Public relations practitioners will be responsible for either coordinating production or actually producing this material. And the budgets and skill bases of public relation units may need to be reviewed to accommodate these new demands. This trend may be setting up new expectations for content provision that smaller or non-profit organizations may not be able to easily meet, and this has the potential to diminish the share of voice that less well-funded organizations receive. There is also the need to consider whether target publics have access to new media technologies such as the internet, which becomes an issue when communication strategies target publics without such access due to geographic or economic factors. All public relations practitioners will need to keep abreast of emerging media, and many may already be understanding public relations planning, implementation and evaluation in unfamiliar media areas. Public Relations News Online started their digital public relations report earlier this year and is now regularly covering stories on issues such as blogging, online communities and podcasting. Only a few years back, it would have seemed unlikely to many practitioners to have to plan campaigns components to embrace website possibilities such as YouTube and MySpace. But it is evident that many organizations and now even election campaigns are doing just that. In 2003, certain research studies suggested that SMS text messaging should be considered by organizations as a means to enhance internal communication, given that spatial and temporal constraints had been weakened or removed, and new communication structures and forms have developed. Public relation practitioners would need to design virtual experiences that stimulate feelings and connectedness, involvement, appreciation and meaningfulness. Serious consideration must be given to whether blogs are a part of campaigns, as they are indications that they could be effective at establishing and maintaining organization public relationships. Already, the cautionary tales related to blogging are evident in the trade literature. A public relations firm was discovered to be ghostwriting a blog on behalf of Walmart customers in the USA, causing embarrassment to the company. Sony was also caught out by faking a blog which was supposed to have been written by a boy wanting to buy a PlayStation 2 for Christmas. This is known as flogging, a term coined in the information technology media for fake blogging. Practitioners will need to be able to analyze how new technologies can aid or hinder traditional public relations roles like public information dissemination, media relations, reputation management, stakeholder relations, marketing communication, investor relations, and issues in crisis management. Practitioners can draw on research to inform their practice. An excellent example of this is Taylor and Kent's 2007 work in articulating 6 best practices of mediated crisis communications. According to the study, the use of internet in crisis communication is a logical one, in that websites are one control channel through which organizations can communicate directly with the media and the public. Through the website, an organization can tell its side of the story, reduce the uncertainty of consumers, address multiple stakeholder needs, and work with a government agency that specializes in public safety. Public relations practitioners, as the in-house experts on communication, are likely to be advising senior management on various issues related to public relations and, in some cases, actively engaging in implementing new media initiatives. The practitioner will need to manage the organization's expectations that all traditional media will be fully serviced, as has been the case in the past, as well as integrating many aspects of new media. Additional work generated by these expectations may need to be undertaken without additional personnel or budget allocations. Finding time, funds, and support for upgrading skills and engaging in professional development experiences may continue to be challenging. Turf wars may develop with other work areas in the organization, such as IT marketing and sales, customer relations, call centers, and others. This is due to these areas seeing as a range of advantages, including the advancement of careers and the control of information and technology in managing communication activities in a new media age. Turf wars can also arise from public relations asserting management responsibility for areas of practice that traditionally may have resided within other areas such as IT. These internal relationships need to be carefully managed, as encroachment from management information system departments can lead public relations practitioners having a lack of control in managing websites. Research has shown that public relations practitioners who embrace new media technologies, such as blogging, are perceived within organizations as having more power, in that they are willing to be leaders in the industry and use new tools to better reach target publics. Some practitioners may find themselves working with key organizational decision makers who are not abreast of emerging media, or at the other end of the continuum, are working with the decision makers who are very aware of the new media developments and want to embrace every new one without considering the full implications of doing so. There may be recruitment issues for public relations, which may also impact on the journalist looking to jump the fence into a public relations role. Although not evident in the academic literature, through blogs, trade press, and industry website, one can glean a trend towards some public relation agencies and in-house units looking to employ staff with broader tertiary qualifications and career backgrounds than public relations. These agencies may instead be considering people with technological know-how to work alongside the traditional public relations practitioners. There are also anecdote reports that mature practitioners are being overlooked in some cases in favor of young, relatively inexperienced but technical savvy public relations practitioners who can take a leading role in projects that require technical know-how or first-hand information knowledge of the consumption habits related to new media. Some public relation agencies or in-house units are being amalgamated into multidisciplinary strategic communication agencies encompassing public relations, marketing, advertising, media, website development, and graphic design. There are agencies forming strategic alliances with different companies in order to deliver cross-discipline multimedia services. Identifying the need for educators to provide a thorough grounding in how technology can facilitate relationship management, there is an urgent need for academics and practitioners to review current courses and subject content and work towards ensuring future practitioners which are capable of working in the new public relation environment. There is still perception among students that their undergraduate courses may not be adequately preparing them for practice in the area of new technologies and electronic communication. A recent study found that about 1/3 of the students felt either not very prepared or underprepared to work in these areas. One of the main challenges for educators centers on the fact that many of the vocationally oriented areas covered in current public relations curriculum are still deemed to be highly relevant to the current professional practice requirements. This raises the question of what should be let go from the existing public relations curriculum to accommodate new and emerging areas. Public relation, however, is not alone in trying to address these issues. The full ramifications of new media for public relations and its continuing evolution are far beyond the scope of this topic. Responding to the demands of emerging media in an environment where traditional media demands on public relation practice are not reducing significantly will be a major area of concern in the coming years. Evaluation challenges that have been articulated in public relation literature over the past 2 decades will be further complicated by the seeming fluidity of both the new media technology themselves and the conventions of their use. It is understood that if public relations practitioners do not step out to the mark, then others will do so. There is a clear threat in some quarters to the domain of public relations from other specialist areas within organizations as new media technology cut across disciplines. The public relations terrain may seem more attractive and be more prone to invasion from these outside the profession if a perception develops that the area is now more technological driven and less about touchy-feely communication or traditional media. Evidence indicates that it is imperative that public relations practitioners and educators embrace the full potential of new media if they are to overcome such a threat. That is all we have for you today. We hope you enjoyed this session. See you again. Till then, thank you and namaskar.